Morning guys, hope you're all doing fantastic today. I'm doing better, doing well. So I woke up this morning and was not expecting to see this. Like, what in the world? Apparently we're right on the edge of getting anywhere from 1 to 2 or 2 to 4. Um, I don't know what to say about this. Like, I thought by now, the way the weather was going at least, I thought we would have been done with snow, but I guess welcome to Wisconsin. So my game plan for today is to get my office in order. I don't have much to do now that I got my computer set up going well. I just need to work on everything else around the office, that is. Need to get a lot of my filing back in the cabinet. Need to clear out a lot of this stuff that was just thrown out from different storage areas to clean the accident that was on the floor. And then I should be pretty smooth sailing. I also got a few games that I need to put back in the cabinets as well and reorganize some of those. I'm getting a little too many. Oh, and before I forget, speaking of games, I am officially down 22 pounds. Weighed myself this morning from where I was 3 months ago. Not exactly where I wanted to be, but with the stress that I've had the past few weeks, I was talking to my physical therapist about when we were with my leg last week, and she said stress can play a huge part. So the fact that I didn't exactly gain weight, but I was able to exercise and maintain my weight, that's a huge step. So I'll take that as a win. And once work kind of slows down, probably around the end of May. I thought it was going to be June. A lot of my big appointments and stuff should be kind of slowing down at the end of May. Then it should be a little easier to start burning off weight at a regular pace again. I may lose a few pounds from now until then, but I'll really start to drop weight again once everything clears out and May is done with and my stress kind of balances out. So physical therapy today went really well. Talked about some stuff. We went over how the leg is doing so far, or how my legs are doing so far. They're both doing really well. Swelling has gone down. My weight has also gone down, which is really nice. I'm currently working on my gaming organizing at the moment. I was going to order, well, got some more over here too. These are all PS2 games and some PS1 on the other side. Trying to make them all work in these cubicles, which now that I'm getting more games, it's coming out to be a little harder than I imagined. This is getting really complicated and really hard for me to figure out. These are all PS4, right? This one is just starting out, so it's what, 3 1/4, roughly? PS1, PS3, all the way over to this one, and that's like, what, 3 1/2. This one is GameCube for now. All 5 of these are PS2. Down at the bottom you have Wii and Wii U, Sega Genesis, NES, and you have board games along the bottom and whatnot. N64 and Super Nintendo, and then Game Boy DS and 3DS. Game Boy games would actually be down here, just in this box down here. The issue that I'm running into now, I don't know where to put the 360 games or the Switch games that I have. And obviously I don't have the space on top to put any gaming stuff. This is getting pretty full. I have a feeling I'm gonna have to take all of my tabletop games and maybe put a shelving unit right here. I'm thinking. I don't know. What do you guys think? Because if I don't put a shelving unit there, I was just gonna take this whole thing and move it over here. But if I could put a whole shelving unit here, maybe for board games, that would clear up a lot more space. What I am thinking about doing is, Dreamcast is up here as well. It's more of like a filler. That's the thing with like the Switch games, the Dreamcast games, the original Xbox games, they're filler games. I don't have a lot of them, so I can just put them where I need to fill dead space, like with the PS4 or with other systems. What I'm thinking about doing is maybe combining some of the other cubicles. So it's like the end of the PS3 game line and the end of the PS4 game line. I can combine those to share one cube and only have 3 for each, and then have the shared cube. And that would clear up another cube that I could use for something else. I got some good news today. Well, 2 things of good news. One, I think I am done organizing my video games. 2, went to the doctor this morning for some blood tests, or some lab work where they had to draw some blood. Got the results, and I just had a conversation with the doctor on the phone, and I got some good news. First is the game shelf. So the way I have it organized right now is that the stuff that's at eye level or about eye level, that's the stuff that I'm playing the most, or sort of. Some of it is filler, and I'll get to that in a bit. We have PS4 and then PS3. For the PS3 and PS4, I didn't have enough to fill out a 4th extra box, so I just put the PS3 and PS4 games that I had left over in one box. So these are all PS3 and PS4. You have PS1 games all in this cubicle, Xbox 360 and Xbox games take up these 2. The mother load is PS2. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5th cubicle that's almost half filled with all PS2 games. Then in the bottom you have the Wii and Wii U, you have GameCube, Game Boy, all the Game Boy games are in the box in the front, and all the DS and 3DS games are behind it. And then you have Sega Genesis and Sega Dreamcast, because I don't have a whole lot of Dreamcast games either. Those are sharing a cubicle with Genesis. And then on the side over here you have Switch, the NES, the Super Nintendo, and the N64. This also gives me a really great view of seeing what games I should get next when I order games for my weight loss things. Because I said before, for every 10 pounds I lose, I'm allowing myself to buy more games, but only when I lose those 10 pounds. So I'm down another 10, so I will purchase more games, and this gave me a good view of what I could put my money into. PS4 and PS3 games, I have some extra space to work with for both of those. Xbox 360 and original Xbox, I have room over here. PS2, I could fill up some of this, but I have a lot of PS2 games that I have not yet played, so I'm probably going to hold off on those for now. All the other games and consoles are fine, so I'm thinking maybe just sticking with PS4, PS3, and original Xbox for right now. But that was a lot of video game information. On to the health information part of it, which I'm about to do cardio, so it kind of works out. But my lab test came back, and I am still pre-diabetic. My numbers are still somewhat high, but they're lower than what they were 3 months ago, so they were happy to see that. That being said, since I am pre-diabetic, they don't want to put me on any medication or anything like that. They just want to encourage me to continue doing what I'm doing. And if I personally want to see what my numbers are in the next 3, 4, 5, 6 months, I can call in and schedule a lab, and they can take another blood sample and see where my numbers are. But I need to do some cardio, so I will see you guys in a bit. Just trying to get my inside shoes on. I went and saw Morbius with my dad, the vampire from the Spider-Man universe. Not nearly as bad as what the critics and whatnot were saying online for it. With a movie like Morbius, I think you have to compare it to other movies fairly that are in its same bracket. Morbius would be up there with like Venom or the Spider-Man movies. So comparing this movie with Venom, would I watch Venom over this one? Yes. It's not a bad movie by any means, not by what any of the critics were saying. It fit the Morbius style, to me at least. With Venom, it was easy to have constant action and drama and comedy because you had Venom talking to Eddie the entire time. So you could have that connection, you could have that showing, and it was interesting the entire movie. With Morbius, there was a lot of dragging and a lot of scenes where it's like, okay, you're just filler. get on with the story. I want to see some action. I don't think it was a bad movie at all. Let's put it that way. But in terms of like Marvel movies, yeah, I don't know if it would crack my top 20 because there are so many Marvel movies at this point. My only hope is that the movie does well in the box office because I would like to see them grow the movie, especially with how it ended. I'm also about to finish up, or I'm probably about a good 3 hours away from finishing up the Brilliant Diamond Pokemon game. That was a remake of Diamond version back in Gen 4 years and years ago. And I'm having a blast with the game so far. I love that it went back to the old mechanics of Pokemon and where you could fill out the Pokédex and catch all the Pokemon. It wasn't limited to what it is now, as well as having all the gym badges, because that's kind of something they started to phase out of some of the Pokemon games, and that's always been my favorite part of it. Just good old-fashioned gym battles. You ever have those moments where you're waking up and you're sleeping in an awkward position and you look in a mirror and like half your face is red because you were falling asleep on your arm? But I'm gonna head over to my parents' house to work on a Lego. And speaking of Legos, I finished Thor's hammer. This thing is awesome. I do have a couple beefs with it, but overall the design of it, the size of it, this is a $100 Lego. It's $99. What I love about this one is mainly the size. What's cool is I'll show a picture of the 3 figures that you get with it. It is the Eternal Flame, the Cosmic Cube, and the Infinity Gauntlet, which, if you're going off of the movie, was probably fake. What's cool is that you can actually store them inside here because it's so big. And they actually have 2 areas that you can actually just attach them to keep them in place. The 2 flaws I actually have with it are off of the same thing, and it's kind of the design. Although I do like the overall design of this and I think it's cool, if you look at a lot of the hammers, the hilt or the handle of the hammer, it looks a little more detailed. The silver in here is usually at an angle, and the leather, it looks very basic. The other part is that if you look on the actual head of the hammer, there's a lot of designs that have Nordic runes going up and down this part. Actually, a lot of the designs of Mjolnir have that, which could have been done with either stickers or an etched pattern on pieces or angled pieces. You could have just had angled triangle pieces put on here as well, and this is a very plain and basic design. But overall, it's not a bad Lego, and for the size, which it actually comes with a mount so you can display it really nicely, for $100, it's not bad. Now the Lego that I'm going to help my mom with is the Disney Castle, which I'll show a picture of right here. I'm not going to show the whole thing. We're only working on maybe a few steps depending on how far we get. I'm only going to be over there for a few hours. So I'll show some of it as we're building. And then as I go over there in the next week or 2 weeks, I'll show a little more of the build, and then you guys can hopefully see what it looks like when it's finished. But let's head over and start working. Okay, so I'm going to have to do a slight voiceover for this one. There wasn't a whole lot of room to place the camera with all the bags and stages and whatnot, and Jack made sure to help us as well by getting in the way most of the time. But I want to show you some of the stuff that they actually had. The thing is coming together very nicely. The pieces are... There's not a whole lot of similarity between them, so there's a lot of different pieces coming together, and it's making a really cool build as it goes along. The details of the front of the castle look amazing. The stuff on the inside with the marble flooring, it's awesome. The grandfather clock that was made, which you'll see in a little bit. They're also seeing like the 2 frogs, the archery set, the grandfather clock. You'll see stuff down the road as well. Each of these actually is a little Easter egg for Disney films such as Brave or The Princess and the Frog, which I think is a really, really cool feature to add into this build. Well, I think that is going to do it for this video. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. It's been a nice, relaxing day so far. Just got back not too long ago from helping with the Lego build, and I'm just going to take the rest of the day to edit the vlog to put it out, as well as maybe even working on some stuff for this week with Stardew Valley and getting more videos out for Dragon Quest as well. So again, I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't. Share the video, the more the merrier, and I will see you all next time. Take care and peace out.